we have a faulty Xbox Series X board and the job number is 10929. We have a severely damaged HDMI port and I'll show you that now. This is what we're currently dealing with. Look at that. Looks like the pins have been completely wiped out. So we're going to take the port off and give it a new one. First, we're going to put the board on a heater, which is set at 350 degrees Celsius, just to get the board up to a good temperature. And then we're going to hang it off the desk and remove the port. You can see as well here that we have the clasp. That's completely broken as well. All right, now we have the board up to a good enough heat. We hang the board over the desk, take our hot air gun. I've got the heat gun set at 500 degrees Celsius with an airflow speed of 50%. I'm going to put that up to 100%. Change of plan, I've actually given it some leaded solder because it was taking too long to get off the board. So I've added leaded solder on the other side. So if I just take some flux, put some there, take our soldering iron, and just mix the unleaded that we have already that's really difficult to get off. You might be able to see better there, that's my bad. There we go. Now we go back to taking it off. And now we just give everything a nice clean after taking that port off. And as you can see, we have all of the pads and traces intact. I've just put some flux on and we're going to flood the board with some leaded solder to make it easier to clean out what we need to. I need to apply some heat with the hot air gun as well. But we'll get off what we can first. Everything a nice clean again. Clean as we go. We also need to take the solder off these little bits up here, which are additional anchor points. We're going to use wick, a soldering iron, and our hot air station as well to try and wick this up. Grab our hot air. There we go. I just went and used my solder sucker, and now those holes are clear. Again, let's give it one more little clean. I do also choose to get rid of this little yellow bit of plastic, which, as you can see, you should just be able to scrape off. Now again, we go for flux. Some here, some here, some here, and some here. And then across all the pads. Just going to use a soldering iron to fill these up as best we can. And then also tin the pads. They are nice and tinned, prepped, ready to go. We do just in fact give one more clean. We've got these little pads down here, a little bit of flux on each one, tiny bit of solder. Now again, I'm going to get the board up to a reasonable temperature, so 330 degrees back on the heat machine. And I'm going to drop the port in and I'll be back under the scope shortly. And just so you can see the front of the port as well. That's how we're looking. I'm going to pass it back and we're going to see if this is working or not. It's actually been a couple of days since we've done the job on the Xbox Series X. After we took it for testing, there was still no display. We just had to touch up a little bit of the solder on the port itself, and it's now working fine. We have a new camera here, so the quality should be a little bit better. And if you need a repair, use the link in the description down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.